will we feed the 9 billion people that will live on this planet in a few decades? Will we have enough water for everyone to drink? Will there be sufficient water to grow the food we will eat and to cultivate the consumables we will desire? Will we have enough energy to power the kind of future that we all want? These are important, even existential questions. While the future is difficult to predict, available freshwater resources will certainly decrease in the coming years due to the increasing demand of a growing world population. Many areas of the world that are already experiencing a shortage of water resources will see their water issues worsen, causing hardship for millions. By 2020, about 30 to 40% of the world will have water scarcity. By 2025, an estimated 1.8 billion people will live in areas plagued by water scarcity, with 2/3 of the world's population living in water-stressed regions. By 2035, the world's energy consumption will increase by 35%. These are real numbers and real timelines, and most of us will be around to witness these changes. Water, food and energy concerns are real, immediate and interconnected, and these are important challenges. At the same time, we have the ability to manage or even solve these challenges. Given that 70% of the Earth's surface is water and that volume remains constant, how is a water shortage even possible? Well, 97.5% is seawater, unfit for human consumption. But what if this abundance of seawater could end the scarcity of fresh water?
Trying to use solar power to produce fresh water, archaeological evidence shows in these deserts 5,000 years ago, people put saltwater bowls inside of a stone building and collect the condensate off the walls of the building. We've taken a completely different approach. For 5,000 years, this process has been basically neglected. Nobody can get anything useful out of it. We'll revolutionize that, and it's rising out of the desert of China.
Water demand globally is projected to increase by 55% between 2000 and 2050, and much of the demand is driven by agriculture, which accounts for 70% of global freshwater use. By 2025, there will be about 1 billion more mouths to feed worldwide. Food production will need to grow by 69% by 2035 to feed the growing population. So how do we address this rise in demand for food from an ever-growing world population? More importantly, how do we utilize our existing infrastructure and technology to grow food and be self-sustainable?
After thousands of years doing things pretty much the same old way, there's a, growing trend in agriculture: vertical farming. Every green plant needs the same few ingredients to grow: light, water, carbon dioxide, oxygen, and some assorted nutrients and minerals. As humans learned to farm, we supplemented some of those ingredients using technology like irrigation or spreading on fertilizers. But vertical farming takes it to a whole new level. Instead of growing plants in big horizontal fields, you grow them in racks stacked on top of each other. Basically, do for farming what high-rise apartment buildings did for housing. Growing plants in towers gives you a lot more production for your footprint. It solves other problems too. Moving plants indoors means they're not at the mercy of weather and other environmental factors like, say, drought or smog. Hydroponics is one way to grow plants indoors, meaning the roots sit in nutrient-rich water. No dirt! As a bonus, that actually reduces water use. One study found that hydroponics produced more lettuce with 90% less water. There's also aeroponics, where the roots get sprayed with a mist of that nutrient-laden water. Aeroponics uses 70% less water than hydroponics. And because vertical farms can be in cities, you burn less fossil fuels to get fresh, tasty salad greens to restaurants and grocery stores.
With a growing population comes a rise in demand for housing. Over the next 25 years, overheating, climate change adaptation, efficient use of materials and green space will be some of the key sustainability challenges facing housing. While it's clear much more work to mitigate climate change is needed, further emphasis on climate change adaptation is equally as important and not currently gaining enough attention. By 2030, 60% of the world's population will live in cities, resulting in a squeeze in resources and a drastic rise in pollution. Smart, sustainable infrastructure is critical to the future development of our cities. Now, over the last year with our desert farming project at the AUSE site, we've made tangible progress in terms of addressing important issues around water, food and shelter. Critical R&D design changes in our Merlin Rainmaker desalination stills have resulted in increased water production. We have seen the implementation of our innovative green magic structures, as well as new farming techniques such as our vertical urban farming solutions and nanoclay soil treatment techniques. Moreover, this has resulted in the commercial implementation of our developments at the Aquila School in Dubai. With this project, we remain steadfast as ever and aim to show future sustainable living that is designed to save energy, increase biodiversity and reduce air pollution with minimum environmental impact.